Welcome to the review of the Coyne team and how they operate. Point 1. The team is led by CEO Michael Patrick COYNE. My initial thoughts when I had a meeting with him was a bad gut feeling, and it was 100% correct. Mike Coyne, when speaking to you about any investments, tells you what you want to hear. For example, he invites you to come to see your investment, explains that everything is doing well and that they are on target for time and cost, which as an investor is great to hear. Yet is it the truth, or have you just been told what you want to hear? Potentially you could be presented the next week with a requirement for another 400k of equity in your deal. I certainly don't want that to happen to me. Point 2. The attitude from ex-Coyne Group employees explain how much of a toxic and corrosive atmosphere resides while working at Coyne Group. Specifically members of staff being bullied into selling dead deals to new investors, and it is all about quote getting the money in unquote. The staff turnover over the last few years is incredibly high, as nobody is able to tolerate a micromanaging, incompetent, megalomaniac boss who angers as easily as a child and throws his toys out of the pram whenever held to account. If anybody stands their ground, they are marked and dismissed shortly after. Due to this, staff stay by doing everything which Mike Coyne says. Point 3. Phone calls from the CEO. Coyne himself calls investors if they are not agreeing with him and then pressures them one against another, instead of sending emails to all investors to get consensus. Individual calls are made, the content of which you will not have a record of. Many times Coyne Group does business like this, such as arranging emergency loans without any paperwork, which is basically a payment or donation to them. Point 4. They create a sense of urgency and fear of missing out on their deals, which in turn puts the potential investor under large pressure, as they are constantly marketing deals to existing and new investors. Point 5. Coyne Contractors Southwest Limited, if his in-house contractors are handling building projects. In their contracts, they never put any timescales or penalty clauses, resulting in projects taking however long Coyne wishes they take or until the SPV bankrupts. The lack of these in contracts means they have no incentive to finish projects in a timely manner or have any penalty to pay to the SPV in the event they fail at any stage, which sadly they always do. Point 6. Underqualified staff at Coyne. For example, after doing light due diligence on them, one quantity surveyor used to work in a slaughterhouse just before coming to Coyne, where they were likely packing meats. Does this really seem like someone suitable to be involved in handling property investment? Another example, one such head of finance employee simply couldn't do basic maths. When asked for account, they were unable to do basically investor equity calculations, which they then argued with the investors about the correct amount of equity deposited. Further example, an investment manager who had never sold opportunities nor engaged stakeholders. When asked for account, they were unable to make an account of the situation. The compound effect of all of this is a simple recipe for disaster. That decision is however for the investor to make.